All right, guys, welcome back to Ill Blurmatic. You already know what time it is. Today, we are back with the Consecrator Seat, the ongoing segment for this year. And today, I'm back with another guest, and it's no other than BlackCash. Thanks for coming through, bro, and actually wanted to do this. I really do appreciate it, man. So, I'm gonna do my questions, and I usually do them from my phone. It's kind of been a new thing for me instead of a notepad. And give me a couple seconds before I can pull it up, make sure. Okay, so the first question: how many years have you been doing music, bro? You sound really sharp with the pen and everything. Like, how long have you been doing music?
Probably since I was maybe I've been writing since I've been like 16 or so, you know. But
Okay,
I've been
okay,
listening. I've been listening since I was a young boy. You know what I'm saying? My dad
okay.
used
That's
to bump the
hmm
music off the old school DJ setup. You know what I'm saying?
okay. That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's definitely dope, man. Yeah, because I'm like, man, yeah, 16. Wow, man. Yeah, so you were
Yeah,
just one of those people that just became a lover of music and just just the scene and just the things that they put in the music, just incorporating it and stuff like that.
yeah. I fell in love with it, and I found out I was like, hey, I could do it too. So I wanted to make my contribution. So
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, man. I was like, man, I was like, because when I listen to your music, like this on YouTube, I'm like, man, dude, just lyrically sharp and just, got the catchy stuff, got the lyrical stuff. I'm like, man, like, how long has he been doing this?
I appreciate that, brother.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, no
thanking our
problem,
people
brother,
for
man.
listening. So
Yeah, man. I just was curious about it, man, because like I said, when I first came across you, I was like, man, like this dude's already got like his own sound, just the way he does things. So yeah, that's definitely dope, man. So my next question is something I haven't really asked anyone this that's a musician. Do you remember the when you realized you were a dope rapper? Like that
hmm.
particular song or bar or something that just said, hey, this is it. I know this is the one.
Yeah, I actually made a song called
hmm
"Let 'Em Know"
Okay.
a couple years back,
hmm
and that changed everything. Now, before I even dropped it, I was
Okay.
already, releasing music on SoundCloud. I don't know if you're familiar
Okay.
with that, but
Yeah, I remember SoundCloud. Yeah, I'm familiar with
man,
it.
I
hmm
uploaded it to SoundCloud, and that motherfucker took off, in its own
Ooh.
way. I'm not saying it went astronomical, but it really
Okay.
let other people that would listen to me know, like, okay, he
Yeah.
developing, he coming up. And
Okay.
I said, okay, let me take this off of SoundCloud and drop it on the social media. And then boom, everybody was like, do a video, do a video. I was like, if they asking me to do a video,
hmm
they must like it. You know what I'm saying? Drop the
Yeah, for
video.
sure.
And I was like,
Yeah.
hey, hold up. They loving the music. Oh, let's go for it.
All right. Yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, I remember SoundCloud. Yes, it's still. I used to actually have a podcast on that. But I wasn't doing music, but it was a podcast. But yeah, SoundCloud. Yeah, people still be on SoundCloud, believe it or not. Like some of the artists that I listen to still use it, but they use other streaming services, like you said before. But yeah, it's dope that you got the reception and the momentum, and people were like rooting for you, like, yo, go and do a video for it. Hey, that's great, man. Yeah, at least sometimes people be like, hey, I tried a couple different songs, but no, you said you knew this was the song. And once you start to see it kind of take off, like do its own thing, then you're just like, okay, this has got to be it. So yeah, man, that's incredible, man. Always good to hear people's come up. So yeah, that's definitely dope, man.
Yep.
So my next question is, who were some of your influences when it came to music?
Um, 80s baby. So,
Okay,
um, Tupac, Biggie,
okay,
Big L, Jay Z,
okay,
uh, KRS-One, Rakim.
okay,
Yeah, that's the stuff my dad had me listening to. Not to say that it was necessarily my
okay,
generation. And then a little further
okay,
along the line, it's like NWA and started getting
okay,
into groups and stuff like that.
okay.
Um, you know,
Yeah. Yo, those are some good choices, man. I'm not gonna lie, those are some good choices. You said Tupac. Yeah, I think that was one of the first artists I actually listened to on the radio. My mom listens to some hip hop. I know people like your parents listen to hip hop. Like, yeah, Tupac. Biggie, I got into like years later. Like I think during my college years, that's when I started to like appreciate Biggie as a musician. A lot of people don't know his music flow is based off an actual instrument, which I thought was incredible. 'Cause, like when you listen to the lyrics, it's kind of different. You know what I'm saying compared to a Tupac. But yeah, man, you said some good ones, man. NWA, no southern influences or anything. 'Cause I know you're from the South and stuff like that.
Yeah, Scarface.
Okay,
Uh, who else? Other than Scarface,
okay,
MJG, Eight Ball, Bun
okay,
B, Pimp C. You know,
okay,
that goes
okay,
without saying.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, and I can see when you part KSL one, that was a good choice too, man. I was like, man, okay, like you really are a student to this, man, and you like, okay, these are the people that influence me, and then you try to like not necessarily take their style, but incorporate that within your music. So yeah, that's what's up, man. For real. Yeah. So the next question is, did you come from a musical family? Like how some artists do? I
yeah,
know. Hmm.
yeah, man. My
Okay.
dad and my uncles and them, they had a breakdancing group, and
Okay.
they
All
went
right.
from doing that to having a band. And my dad,
Okay.
they had a funk. My pops used to play the bass guitar.
Okay.
My uncle used to play the six string. And when I was a kid, he taught me how to play the drum just a small bit, and because he wanted me to focus on other things, but he did teach me how to play the drums a little bit and the four string guitar, bass guitar.
Oh, that's what's up, bro. You know what?
Yeah,
I played the drums a little bit, but I never got serious with it. But yeah, drums I would say that's like my unofficial favorite, like second instrument. If I had another instrument, because my favorite instrument is the flute, because I used to play the flute back when I
right,
was like in middle school and stuff. And the flute is probably by far one of my favorite instruments. I do like the trumpet, saxophone, all those other instruments. But yeah, it's great that come from a musical background. 'Cause sometimes you'll be amazed that some people are like, no, I didn't come from a musical family, but you actually did. So that's kind of dope, man, to have that type of background. And you saying that your father and uncle started off as dancers and then they end up doing music. That's really cool, man. Like I said, everybody don't have that particular story. So yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
So that's
I still got memories of playing the drum in the church. You
okay.
know,
Yeah.
look at me now, baby.
All right. So
Oh
my
man.
yeah, man. So my next question, because I know everyone has a process behind things. What are the stories behind the Clout Demon, excuse me, and Set Tripper to a God? Like, what was the story behind those songs? How would they come to be?
Cloud Demon that was produced by a female producer I managed to link up with called TF
Okay,
Music Mom.
okay,
Her name is TF Music Mom. You can Google her on you can hit her up on Google or whatever.
all
Look
right,
her up. She dope as fuck, man. I mean, she raw. But
okay,
my my inspiration behind that song was at the time I had stepped back because I was enjoying listening to fellow artists just really
okay,
doing their thing. I made playlists for them. I made groups for us to network together, and I was just listening, enjoying everything. And it was
okay,
at one point I noticed a bunch of people started mocking the industry, doing what they was doing instead of just remaining how they are because the industry trying to copy us.
yeah, yeah,
This, this where they draw their talent and inspiration from the underground. That's why I tell
right,
people all the time, the underground where
okay,
they at. But I was like, man, I gotta say something, bro. I gotta
okay,
pop back out and say something.
all right,
And that led to the song Cloud Demons.
okay. That's what's up, man. Yeah. What about the other one? Set Trip to a God.
Oh, Set Tripper
Set
to a
Trippers.
God.
God. Yeah.
At that time I was increasing my knowledge with Black history, awareness of self,
Okay.
and I was trying to develop, personally. So I started writing, and then I decided to like throw a little bit of the old BlackCash back in there, and that's what came of it. And
Okay.
I was listening to I was listening to a Bible verse section of that was saying "Ye are gods," and
Okay.
yeah, that helped
Okay.
inspire it as well.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay, so it had like a spiritual meaning and then a biblical meaning. Okay. Yeah, that's what's up,
Yeah, that's
man.
why you look at the cover art. There are I got the chakras on there. I have a
Right.
sacrificial altar on there. The
Yep,
Black
you
Panther
do.
is blended into the background, and
Okay.
you can see the glowing of the eyes standing for self awareness. You know what I'm saying, and knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. I like when your thumbnails do kind of tell a story. So yeah, that's what's up,
Yeah, they
man.
stand out.
Yeah, really do stand out. So, Black Cash, what's the story behind your rap name? Was this always your rap name, or did you have another name before that?
Yeah, it was always my rap name. Um,
Okay.
Cash stands for chasing anything that sustains my happiness. You know what I'm saying? It's an
Okay.
acronym, and
Okay.
black. The black part is obvious.
Yeah, melanin. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. Oh, that's
yeah.
dope, man. Yeah, I always wonder
That
because.
definitely flow. That help out.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. It's catchy. Like when you explain the other meaning behind cash, I'm like, okay, now I get it. Like the black, yeah, melanin, but the other meaning behind it is kind of dope, man. I like when people have like a dope name. I know what mine's. I know a lot of people probably don't know. I've said it plenty of times. I took Illmatic, but I thought about Ill Blurmatic. I was like, oh, okay, I am a blur. And then I thought about Illmatic, so okay, I thought of Matic at the end, Ill at the beginning, and then blurred in the middle.
I love it, man. I love it, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, yo, I
I
do
was
have a question for you though. I mean,
okay.
it was
Okay, yeah,
that intro you got. I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes I just be doing shit at work. I be driving. I can hear that shit in my
yeah,
head, and I say, man, I gotta ask this brother, what, what
yeah,
made you came
yeah.
up with that intro, and what was you doing at the time, my brother? I gotta know.
Okay, so how I came up with the intro. So one day, I don't, I'm not super musical. I do my grandfather used to be a musician, by the way. People don't know. But I decided one day because I know a lot of people don't have musical intros on YouTube. So it's a smaller algorithm of people that have that. And there are some channels besides me that have intros. And I said, yo, because at the time it was time for a new intro since I had Ill Blurmatic. And the thing was, I said, oh, I can make this into a song because people like songy intros, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they do.
And what got me was one day I was at work and I was just, just singing it to myself, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is going to be the one. It was influenced by Bone Thugs and Harmony, if you could tell by the
Yeah.
sound and just the way it goes. Yes, I was just like, this is the one. And I remember when I presented it to people, like when I made my new video and then stuff like that, they said, we love the intro. I said, yo, I just wanted something catchy, something to get my audience to come check out my channel, but also just remember the song, something that people can remember. That's a good question, man. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
man.
Yeah, it was just stuck in my head, man. Just was saying it back and forth. And I'm like, this is the one. But no,
Man,
that's a great question, man.
I notice how when
Hmm.
you review your content, your pop content, your movie content, whatever, you like
Yeah,
heavily indulge in it. You don't just jump on 'em and just
yeah,
start talking out of your, you know what. And
yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, man. Yeah, I just think that having a singy songy intro is unique. And like I said, it's only a small amount of content creators doing it. So I'm like, man, like I thought about saying, man, this got to be different because, like I said, at the time I had another channel name before that. So I was like, yeah, I can't go with that because that's not the same channel name no more. So like, now I got to brainstorm, figure it out. That's it. This one right here, I kept saying to myself, like, this one's gonna be a winner.
Right. I love it,
Yeah,
man. It's dope.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. So my next question for you, let me see, what is it? Okay, so I know you. I noticed something. You're very unorthodox, and I think it's dope though. So, when it comes down to it, I see you release a lot of songs. So, are there pros and cons of not doing the albums? It seems like you just release songs, but you don't necessarily release albums.
Yeah, the pros of releasing an album is you get more overall streams. You know,
Hmm.
you'll make a few dollars more, not much. Let's not
Right.
exaggerate. I ain't gonna lie to the fans or the
Okay.
artists, but you
Okay.
will make substantial. You'll notice a difference. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
The cons of it is if you constantly releasing a lot of albums, people
Hmm.
get tired of hearing it, and and if you don't network and stuff like that, you'll burn yourself out, and you will end up numbing you will numb your creative process. But you know, it's better to release, maybe like a EP, wait a while, and do another one, and keep singles um coming. But you know, it'll
Okay.
depend on your fan base, really.
That's yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because I was like, man, when I noticed that, I said, man, he's got his own unique approach with it, but it works. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're right. If you release too many albums, it may become repetitive. You may become burnt out. There's some artists that are able to put out a consistent amount of albums, and you're just like, man, that is
Yeah,
crazy.
I
But
love it, man. You
yeah,
don't want to overdo it for
okay.
yourself personally,
Hmm.
because then it'll become like, okay, first I was doing it because I love it, and the high you get from it, that dopamine rush, you know what I'm saying, from the
Yeah,
accolades and people saying congratulations and all that, right?
right.
And you got something you'll have forever if you play it right. You know what I mean? But
True. Yeah.
too much of anything is not good for you.
That's true. You're absolutely right. Yeah, if it's too much, yeah, yeah, overconsumption and oversaturated. Yeah, got a point. Yeah. So my next question, this is something I always wonder: is Boss Life Music your record label?
Yes, I've been
Okay.
working on that for a while. I just want to be
Okay.
careful because when you dealing with other people, I done been through it all.
Okay.
Like I said, uh, like I said, I started. I'm old school. I ain't even
Okay.
gonna tell that
All
story,
right.
but anyway, I done seen
Mm-hmm.
it all, man. People would scam you.
Okay.
Your paperwork ain't right. None of that. They'll try to get over on you. So I just want to
Yeah.
be careful because once I do get it started, it's artists that I been networking with for years that I'm close with. I want to bring them in and we all can do this together.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, I always wonder, man. I said, man, I always see the low. I said, man, I wonder if this is that's what's up that you have your own record label too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's good that you have your own foundation and want to put out other artists too. Yeah, so how many years have you had it so far, man? Like if you don't mind me asking.
That I had that for like maybe about 5 years or so, probably.
5 years? Yeah.
It's like me, D100, artist from the UK,
Okay.
uh, Godson of Pharaoh from Detroit, and we
Okay.
initially make, you know,
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah, that's good that you've been around for 5 years, man. This how I look at it. If you've been around for 5 years, you're gonna be around for a while. That's how I really look at it when it comes to like. It reminds me of what Ice Cube said. I think it was. I want to say it was either he said, "If you've done it for 5 years, you're gonna be here for a while." I think that's
right.
the. I'm not completely quoting it, but I know that's exactly what he said. And I was like, man, he's not lying. I know that's how it is with YouTube. I've been around for quite a while.
Yeah, I noticed, man, and you be putting out that work, bro. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's gonna keep you right where you need to be. And you done started networking and everything, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got
It's
to
a few
network,
months up,
man.
bro. It's up from there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to network, man. If you don't
For
network,
real.
then it won't get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You just be stagnant, or it'll be harder for you to come out.
Shout out to K1, the Red Leo,
Okay.
D Money, all
All
them
right.
boys, man.
Okay. Yeah, but that's great, man. So my next question is something that I've asked before, but I'm just gonna rephrase in a different way. When it comes to music, do you prefer writing music or do you prefer freestyling? And what are the differences between the two?
I love to write. I can
Okay.
freestyle. That ain't every artist can drop a 16 freestyle off the top of their head, but will it
Okay.
be good? I like to write because writing help you develop a style, a real style, and you can also go back and fix mistakes, or you could change the lyrics or whatever. It gives you time to think. You
Yeah.
slow down the process. Everything ain't gotta be in no rush. It's a marathon, not a race. Salute the Nipsey Hustle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, that's a great way to explain it. There are differences between the two. The other one's they're straightforward. The other one you can edit, you can chop it up, change things, wording. Yeah, man, that's yeah, great explanation, man.
People can tell when you freestyling and when you got something written too. I know you can.
Yeah, yeah, you can. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, when you think about it, because I think about with Little Wayne, I would say would be a good example of that. You could tell when he was freestyling, then just when he used to write at some point in time, right? So yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right. And even I would say it would be harder for people like Kendrick Lamar, because like he doesn't write as much as he used to. Like he still probably writes, but it's hard to tell with him, I guess. Maybe depending on the artist, I guess.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. They've been doing it since they was children, man. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they should be
Yeah. Yeah.
develop itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, maybe depending on the artist. So yeah, for sure, man. My next question is something that I wanted to ask too. What are some of the challenges that you face as a rapper? Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
One of your biggest challenges gonna be to make sure you have a budget, so
Okay.
because everything costs. Nothing
Yes.
is really
Right.
free unless you connected like how we are within the
Right.
underground and stuff like that. Because we support each other, we look out for each other. But
Right.
if it ain't that, and you trying to break into the industry, you trying to become a mainstream artist, a household name, you're gonna have to have money. Ain't nothing free.
Yeah.
Talent, talent don't make money. Money make money.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep, and like you said, if you don't network, that doesn't really get you anywhere. So yeah, definitely, man. And money does play a factor. That is definitely true. I know with YouTube, like I said, I got better lighting, and just like you said, having to invest in things to like make your setup look a lot better. Because boy, when I first started, it's a lot different from what it looks like now.
Right, right.
Yes.
But we was here
Yeah.
for it though, brother. We was here for it. And also,
Oh
when I
yeah.
first started, out, I met an artist named Brandon Daly.
Okay.
And I was like, also, you don't want to just work with anybody. You got a brand you developing. You got a brand you got to protect, right? And he was
Right.
telling me I was just doing everything and anything, just jumping around. And he messaged me one day. He was like, "Hey, bro, I noticed what you got going on. Your cup runneth over. Don't just work with anybody, bro. Save some of
Right.
your blessings for yourself." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you don't want to work with everybody, and sometimes it works out. Sometimes you have this idea of wanting to work with somebody, and then things just don't necessarily go as planned, and maybe that's just the universe saying like, "Hey, this is not meant for you." And I've had those kind of moments too, where it's like, "Okay, yeah, maybe this is not gonna happen," and it's totally fine. You just have to accept it for what it is.
Facts. Sometimes you win, and then sometimes you learn.
Right, right.
Right.
So my next question for you is what inspires you to keep making music, man? I know some people have like actual writer's block or just having hard times keep continuing making music. Is there anything that inspires you to keep going?
Yeah. Like I said, when my dad discovered I was doing it, I mean, he lit up, and I still remember this moment. I
Okay,
got this
that's
moment
great, man.
forever between me and him, and he just always encouraged me, and make sure I'm staying on it, even if he not able to hear anything. He'll check on it. Hey, you still doing? I'm like, yep. And
Oh,
also,
that's
I still do it if nobody listen, because that's how I started out. When you first
Right.
start out as an artist and you sitting in that room or wherever you at, and you writing, ain't nobody around to hear you.
Yeah, that's true. What's going on, Cajun? Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I do appreciate that. So my next question, let me see. Was music your first passion?
Hmm. No, it was
No?
really it was I initially wanted to be a sketch artist like real bad. I used when I was a kid, I used to enter in like
Hmm.
art contests and little small things, competition amongst friends at school and stuff. And
Okay.
I won a few, and then I got into painting and then airbrushing and then you know making little personal clothing items to wear, and then I
Wow.
discovered
Okay.
that digital art. That digital art, I fell in love with that.
Okay. So man, we got a similar background, man. Originally before doing YouTube, because art was originally my thing. Like I said, I did the painting, drawing, charcoal, collages. I mean, just even I used to draw my own like comic book characters and all that stuff. I kind of took a bad burner on actually doing art, and then I decided one day, like, man, maybe I should try doing YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And then look at me now, I'm here. I started off
Right,
with like I said, with low quality equipment with my actual old phone that I used to use. But looking at it now, like it started off as a hobby, and then I just started to become very passionate about it and enjoying it and just having fun with it and just learning different things about it. So I guess in a way it's still incorporated with art, but more of a visual art type of thing.
right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, like I said, I need to go back to doing that because like I do like art on my phone. I found this app where you can do like art and stuff. I said, man, maybe I need to start back, like just getting into sketching, maybe painting. I think painting is so refreshing. Like, do you think of painting the same way?
It is. It is,
Yeah,
man. And
yeah.
one of the best thing about painting, I like to go somewhere outside where
Okay.
nobody can bother me or anything, and I'll set up a easel or something, and I'll get my paint out and I'll paint.
That's what's
So
up.
I
Yeah,
see
we
whatever
used
I'm doing.
yeah, we used to do that when I was in summer camp. We would paint outside. We wouldn't paint inside. I always wonder, maybe because, like you said, it's more refreshing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
your senses are
We
being when you inside, your senses are being like stifled. So that's why you never notice when you go outside, you be like, "Ooh, man, okay, let's get to it." You know what I'm saying? Your
You're
ears wide
right.
open, your nose wide open, all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. We and then Case said we used to draw comics at school. Yep, same here, Cajun.
Yep, we sure did. We
Yeah,
sure did, man.
yeah. I used to do the same. Yeah, that's a good one though. So, my next question: what was the music milestone that you reached that you were surprised by?
Music milestone. One day I woke up I
Hmm.
from a day of being down. I went and promoted and did all this shit and went nothing popping. I woke up
Yeah.
one day and I had like 127,000 streams uh overall, and that was at the time when I just got the Spotify platform, and I
Okay.
jumped up. I was like, "Oh shit, hey, let me
Yeah.
get back to it." I guess I see you can't jump the gun sometimes. Sometimes you just got to hold out and just have a little patience. But I know you want that dopamine rush, so you be like, hit the damn like button. You share the shit. Yeah, shit, man. Y'all hating.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You hating.
Oh man,
Right.
that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, we sometimes how we like the microwave. We want the instant like gratification or success, and that's something I really learned with YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the videos I thought that were gonna take off eventually did take off. And I know it's like how you said when you promote it and you keep promoting, and you're like, "Yo, is it gonna pop off or what?" And what I've been learning, sometimes those videos take off maybe a month later, or either that
So you know
week, or
they're real.
either Yeah, so I was just like, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, it's like, yeah, you wanted to pop off that first week, but it may take a couple weeks, maybe that month or that following month. You're
Mhm.
like, yo,
Yeah, man, you and K1, I
yeah,
watch y'all fucking blow up and take off, man, and develop at the same
yeah,
time. That was the fun part
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
K1, K1 fucking crazy, man. That's my dog right there, bro.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah, actually, it's crazy, man, how we came across each other. We were on Twitter and stuff. And I said, yo, he had told me like, he sent me and so I was like, oh, check out your channel and stuff. And then I seen like he was doing like similar stuff I was doing. I said, I'll check it out, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't think nothing of it, but I'm like, hey, I told him like, let's link up, man, and stuff like that. So, I do look forward to working with him as well too. I let people know that because I know people have asked like, yeah, when are you and Cage gonna do something? Hey, man, it's all about timing, you know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, for sure, man. He's definitely one of the people I was like, yo, bro, you got to come back.
Yeah, man, that's one of my friends that taught me a lesson in life about like remaining optimistic and you ain't got to
Yeah,
be so sad. You ain't got to be so angry or serious all the fucking time. Cause I'm telling you, you go around him, man. He ain't having none of that shit. He a positive dude,
yeah,
uplifting. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
even if you
he
is
is.
in a mood and you get around him, you'll be like, damn, this nigga won't let me be mad. Fuck
That's a good thing, though. Yeah, you gotta have somebody to
it.
balance you out, man. That's how you look at friendships. Gotta have that balance there. You know what I'm saying? Got the calm, then you got the serious. Yin and yang. That's how I look at it.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. So my next question, I want to ask you, and this is something I just thought about recently. What streaming service do you like the best out of the streaming service, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, you know what I'm saying, Title? Is it a particular one that you really like and then maybe one that you don't necessarily like?
I like Tidal,
Okay,
Amazon, Deezer,
okay,
iTunes. iTunes those platforms pay you more if you trying to like,
okay,
you know what I'm saying, see some action in your bank, you know what I'm saying, on your
okay,
distribution platform. I don't
okay,
like Pandora. Uh what else? I can't quite remember the name of the other one, but it's a couple of them I don't like. I want to switch distribution platform because DistroKid is
yeah,
okay as far as getting started. It'll give you an honest start. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're trying to
okay.
do, be heard. But
Yeah, I can see why you say Pandora because Pandora, when like I said, I'm not a musician, but I used to have Pandora and it will randomly, like, say for instance, you listen to one song, like if it's your song, then they send me to another artist that's not you, and I'm like, I didn't like that Pandora does that. Like, I may not even like this other artist, but you sending me to this artist. That
I'm
was
telling
the
you that
crazy.
AI,
Mm-hmm.
they put that AI algorithm in there. So you hit the like button on, let's say, one of my songs. Uh,
Right.
they'll make a whole playlist later down the line when you're trying to hear something else now. And like you said,
Right.
they'll play another artist that you wasn't even trying to interested in listen to at the time. It's like forced upon
Yeah.
you.
Right. Now I will say I'm glad that you mentioned Amazon Music because with Amazon Music, it's a lot better than Pandora. It'll suggest you to somebody, but it'll suggest you to somebody where you're like, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna like their music because usually it's something that I've already heard, or like you said, the particular artist style. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, Amazon does it way better than Pandora, hands down.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, that hasn't let me down yet. It's like, yeah, if you like this artist, check these guys out. I'm like, oh, okay.
YouTube music is cool too.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So is what was I about to say? But yeah, yeah. So that's the good take on that, man. Like I said, it's always good to learn things and just the streaming platforms. This is so many of them now. It's like, man.
Right.
So my next question for you: how has music changed your life?
It's basically been like therapy for me.
Okay.
I'm kind of, I guess you could say, socially antisocial. I
Okay.
wouldn't call myself, no, I wouldn't call myself a misanthrope or nothing like that. But me and people, you know, and
Okay.
music, music helps. Me be more social, and when I hear different artists' music, I can tap into their perspective, and I could, you know, everybody not the same, bro. Really not.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, definitely. When it comes down to it, yeah, everyone's different. Even with me being a content creator, when I go to other people's content, it's not going to be the exact same thing. So it's like you said, it's a different experience. But we do content, but we all do content differently. So yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
My black people, my people, we the most creative and entertaining and
Yeah.
energetic and unapologetic, and I love it.
Yep. That's what's up, man. So my next question is, what is something that you want to be remembered for in music, man? If it's anything.
I want to be remembered for offering, gems, you know, a, a solid, a solid foundation, and standing on what I came in with. You know what I'm saying? Because
Okay.
I came in conscious, and I dimmed it down a bit because
Okay.
nobody want to be preach at all day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to have fun. Sometimes you
Yeah.
want to kick it with your lady. Sometimes you want to be intellectual. All that stuff, bro. So no, I want to be remembered for having a strong pen game. A unique personality, and the fact
Okay.
that I will reach out. I will talk back to my people. You know what I'm saying? I won't just let us just be out here looking crazy, acting crazy. That's how we supposed to be.
Yeah. When you think about it, that is true. Yeah, you're right. It should be more like that.
That's
But
why if
like
you
you said.
listen to my music, you will
Hmm.
see that I'm always talking about, quote unquote, preaching about doing better as a people, or I'm talking about the things we do we just need to improve upon. You know what I'm saying? Me and
Yeah.
myself included.
Right. Right. Yeah, because like I said, I would like to work with other, like I said, black creators, musicians, or stuff. And sometimes like I even had a collaboration. Now that I think of it, and I'm not going to say the person name because there's been two different times where they were actors, and I would have loved to have them on here. You know what I'm saying? Just to learn about. Like I said, I'm not an actor, but they were content creators too. I said, man,
Right.
it'd be great. The one person, and I'll never forget it. The day it came, where we were supposed to be doing the collaboration, I just got ghosted like instantly, and it was a sister. I hate to say it, you know what I'm saying, but it was like, dang, like, why did you, build this illusion of like working together and all this stuff, and then when the day comes, you're nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And people were wondering, like, what happened? I'm like, look, I just did like a little live, just letting them know, like, hey, this is not happening. Unfortunately, I do apologize, but I know people wanted to see it because people were like, yo, it'd be dope if you did that. And it's like sometimes our people don't want to come together, man. I don't understand it for the life of me. I'm just like, why can't we do stuff together? Even me being a blur content creator, I tell people it is not easy. I am not gonna lie to people, it's not. I would love to work with people, but it seems like I get pushed away to the side. And I'm like, we're in this together. A lot of us do the same type of content. Why can't we work together? You know what I'm saying?
That
So
goes back. That
yeah,
goes back to what we was talking about earlier in this very same conversation. Good things we
yeah,
learn. Like I say, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, bro. And I
yeah,
bet that was
yeah.
a good learning experience for you, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was, man. It definitely was. And I think they were chasing um probably the
Cloud.
fame. I'm thinking. I think the fame and the clout because at the time I was the bigger person when I came to like a following on YouTube, and they probably were like, "Oh, well, we can do something together." And they were, like I said, they talked a good game, but it came to that day, boy.
Know what you mean? That's
Yeah,
the equivalent. That's the equivalent in the content creator space. That's the equivalent of
Yeah,
a fake A&R trying to get an artist to spend his money. So
yeah, yeah. So definitely, man. Is there anything that you want to let people know about, like the streaming platforms you on, or just shout outs? Anything else, man?
um, you can follow me on social media. Follow me on X at BlackCash 1001. Um, I got a song I'm getting ready to do with Godson of Pharaoh. We getting ready to release that. Me, him, and Kid Cosmo.
Okay,
PMP Beats. Me, him, and Kid Cosmo. A couple of other people. Dub Zero. Who else?
okay,
It's a lot of people. I'm getting ready to release a
uh,
few singles. Um,
okay,
I'm getting my bro. He getting on ready with his skills to tighten up with the camera, so we can start releasing some videos for a few songs that I make. Cause people been asking.
okay,
Yeah, man. I'm just cooling. But other than that, bro, working hard, taking care of my family.
okay. That's what's up, man. Hey, I just want to say, man, thanks again, bro, for wanting to do this. I do appreciate it, man. And thanks, Cajun, for tuning in, man. I see. I was like, man, let me see what he said. It's like that. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Yeah, yeah. Life is a constant learning experience, man. Sometimes we are the students, sometimes we the teacher, vice versa.
Yeah, man.
But
And
this
just
is
keep
it.
me clear headed. So yeah,
Uh huh.
and that
Yeah.
way
So
when I'm
this is
clear
it.
headed, I can learn.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cage said Cloud Demon need a video. Yeah, I agree, Cage.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. I sure will
yeah,
do that, bro.
yeah, I think that would be a good concept behind it, man. Like just to see where it goes with it and stuff. But this is the Consecrator Seat, guys. Thanks again, Black Cash, guys. And for anybody that wants to do a collaboration, let me know. Like I said, I am trying to work with new people this year, trying to get more returning people on here as well. So but this is it, guys. Thanks again, Cajun. Thanks again, Black Cash, for your time. I appreciate it, bro. And until next time, guys, we out.
Hold it down,
All
y'all.
right. Yep.